Heian-Era Sukuna, possibly the hardest mob to kill ever created in Minecraft. 1,000 health, reverse curse technique, malevolent shrine, special grade weapons. But in my opinion, there's one man who can beat him. The man who has lived 1,000 years in a cursed world. The most evil sorcerer in history. Yuji's baby mama himself, Kenjaku. Can I defeat the strongest sorcerer in history with Kenjaku's abilities, intelligence, and superior drip? Jump him! Let's find out. So after spawning in and selecting Kenjaku's curse technique, that being the curse manipulation he stole from Suguru Geto, I began to go see about absorbing some low-level curses to give me something to work with. Now, I know you all are thinking, holy shit, Balerion, Kenjaku was a terrible choice. Why didn't you go with Gojo, or Mahoraga, or even Yuta to take on Sukuna? I'll break it down for y'all. 1. Gojo just simply does not do enough damage by himself. Even Unlimited Void is useless in a domain battle against Sukuna, and this Sukuna also has Space Slash, so Infinity is kaput. 2. Mahoraga has adaptation, but as far as curse techniques, that's about it. And Sukuna will 100% kill me before my wheel turns even once. 3. Yuta's a fraud. So I decided the best course of action with the highest percentage chance of succeeding was curse spirit manipulation. If I absorb not just the disaster curses, but several iterations of the disaster curses, along with a countless number of other curses for support, heavy hitting, and or general chaos, it may be just enough to overwhelm and take out Sukuna. But of course, absorbing special grade curses is no walk in the park, so we gotta start lower on the totem pole. So to begin, I ran around generally accosting and taking in as many grade 4 to grade 3 curses as I could. It turns out that I could absorb grade 4s without even having to fight them, and grade 3 curses could be eaten after damaging them just a little, so we were sitting pretty. Another cool little thing I learned was that consuming a curse counts as exercising it. So I was able to grow as a sorcerer pretty quickly, becoming a grade 4 sorcerer after consuming a couple centipede and skeleton curses. And as always, I wanted to test out my abilities on something weaker than myself, so I raided a pillager pirate ship and put my curses to work, seeing how they would fare against enemies like pillagers, specifically vindicators, which hit pretty hard. I also forgot to make a pickaxe, so I had a skeleton stand guard while I broke the spawner by hand. That's a good man right there. In the end, the most important thing I got off that ship was armor, because even though the Geto drip is immaculate, it was not providing the protection that we needed. So with some enchanted iron armor on the other hand, we could get up close and personal with some of the harder hitting curses and then get them into the arsenal, like I did with the semi-grade 1 mammoth right here. Holy shit. Holy lord, that was close. It was around this moment that I realized playing as Kenjaku was basically like playing Pokemon, but where the Pokemon are patch-faced demons that want to violate you. So needless to say, I started collecting a bunch. Look, I even tried to flex them right here, but whilst I was flexing, this fucking Dumbo went apeshit and murdered all the other curses. It was absolutely horrible. So I had to go and grab a bunch more, which resulted in me trying to square up with Shaquille O'Neal over here. And needless to say, I did not manage to finagle that one. But I did get a couple of these big Dharma boys, which ram people with the force of an unlubricated Ford Ranger. So, you know, I had to add a couple of those to the bag. And being that I was feeling a little confident and had recently become a grade 2 sorcerer, I decided I was strong enough to take on like Noritasho Kamo, which went fairly well. I was able to just beat him in a hand-to-hand combat type thing. I didn't even need to pull out any curses. But right after that win is where I made a mistake. Without waiting to heal all the way up, high on my lust for battle, I immediately jumped into a confrontation with the grasshopper curse. It was on sight. And y'all, he started whooping my ass. I was sure that I was about to die and lose all the curses I had eaten up to that point, and I didn't know if I had it in me to go and spend 3 more hours getting them all back. but just at the last moment when I was about to lose everything. Flash. Y'all see it? For the first time ever, I was able to land a Black Flash not once, but twice in a row. And because of that level of damage, I got him weak enough to absorb, and now I had a curse that specialized in close combat. Then my recording crashed, and it took me about 30 minutes to realize. You all didn't miss that much, but I did manage to get another Grasshopper curse and level up to a grade 2 sorcerer. Then, a couple of minutes later, I tried to capture Kuroroshi, the cursed spirit that Yuta fought against at the Sendai colonies during the Culling game arc, and he was giving both me and my Grasshopper curses crazy work, so I called them back and dipped. We get them later. I'm a patient man. While I was waiting for night to come and for some stronger curses to spawn, I killed time by having my Grasshoppers kill Panda along with various other sorcerers, and then added a third Grasshopper to my collection. I love these fucking Grasshoppers. They hit so hard. I know I've talked about them a lot in the past minute and a half, but goddamn, these guys are awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling like with just 3 of these guys alone, I could probably take out a special grade curse. Give me 5, and Sukuna himself would be tweaking. Anyway, I got knocked down a ravine, and it gave me an idea. If I want to have any chance at killing Sukuna, I need a lot more curses than I got. But waiting every day for night to fall was getting very, very tedious, so I thought to myself, where could I go where curses would spawn all the time? Well, I could go to hell. So I went. Curses, it would be here. Oh no, nah, we're going back. We saw Kashimo and Gojo and Jogo. That was ridiculous. I didn't take not 2 steps in and I saw special grades just going at it. I want no part of that. I want none of that beef. But I was tired of not having a special grade of my own, so me and my Grasshopper gang cornered Kuroroshi in a cave and literally just jumped this man. Really put the paws on him. And it was very close. But through the power of Jump Kaisen, I was able to add my first special grade to the arsenal, Kuroroshi, the Cockroach Curse. But of course, 2 good things can't happen in a row, and my recording crashed again. Basically, the only thing y'all missed this time was me capturing a Jogo, but don't worry, I'm about to do it again for y'all. Remember, I said I want multiple versions of special grade curses. So you know, when I was walking through the desert and I saw another Jogo, I had to run the ones. And by ones, I mean this boy was getting jumped. This was a way more aggressive Jogo. And the only reason we won this time is because my Jogo popped the domain and Kuroroshi was fighting like a feral monster the entire time. You all also unfortunately missed me going back to hell for just a bit to complete the observation of the soul challenge, which just means you collect 64 soul sand and you gain knowledge of the soul, which allows me to damage people like Mahito, and I also caught a Hanami. Okay, that's everything you all missed. I now had like 5 or 6 special grades underneath my belt, along with more than a few lower grade curses that could still pack quite a punch, so I was feeling good. I couldn't even imagine anyone in the entire verse taking me on, besides maybe Jogo and Sukuna at this point. But god damn it, I forgot something important.
Line that bitch up.
I forgot this man Megami will summon Mahoraga for any goddamn reason whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this scared the shit out of me. I'm at the level of a grade 1 sorcerer now, which means that Mahoraga's physicals were still way higher than mine. And not only that, but this man has a blade specifically designed for killing cursed spirits expeditiously. If I wasn't careful, he'd either kill me, which would make me lose all my stored spirits, or he'd deliver thunderous back shots to my curses with the Sword of Extermination, which would also leave me with no cursed spirits. So, thinking fast, I unleashed every spirit I had stored up, and a legendary jumping ensued. This was a jumping that they're gonna be talking about 5 generations to come. Let me tell you something, even though none of us could hold a candle to Mahoraga individually, especially when they updated him to make him even stronger, I knew we could overwhelm him with pure numbers and determination. And since each one of these curses has a different curse technique, he wasn't able to adapt to all of them at the same time, so we managed to overwhelm him and successfully take him down. Now don't get me wrong, we definitely took some heavy losses, but all the special grades managed to survive, so that's a win in my book. After that, wanting to replenish the curses I had just lost before I went to take on Sukuna, I tried to capture a cursed Noya. And let me tell you, why he is not by any means the strongest curse in this world, he is a goddamn bitch to capture. This man is so freaking fast for no reason. I can understand why Maki had to absolutely tweak out to take this man down. Anyway, at this point, I just had a couple more boxes to check before it was time to scrap with the King of Curses himself. Luckily, I was able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone when I became a special grade level sorcerer while I was in the middle of catching Dagon. Toto just decided to third party the conflict and got light work, no reaction, and in the end I managed to add another disaster curse to the bag. Now I just needed Mahito and we'd be good to go. Oh yeah, I also managed to kill Kenjaku pretty much by accident. He ran up and tried to go band for band with me, but he ain't have near the level or amount of curses that I had. So it was a short fight. I didn't actually kill him myself though, he knocked me down a ravine, which seems to be my Achilles heel at this point. And then somehow, somewhere in the area, I picked up Playful Cloud. I don't know if Gato dropped it or if Toji was recently killed in the area, but given that I've been running around this whole time using Miwa's sword, I did not mind the upgrade. But y'all, I was on a hot streak now. I took down Ryu Ishigori so quick that I knew even someone like Mahito wouldn't be an issue, especially since I had taken the time to learn Observation of the Soul. After another hour or two of grinding, even Berserker Toji couldn't do much of anything to me when I had special grades that could spam domain expansion one after the other. So y'all, I knew I was ready. It was time to take on the big kahuna himself, Ryomen Sukuna, the imaginary god. If I was fighting someone like Gojo, I'd still be pretty worried at this point, because save for domain expansion and or amplification, Infinity is always going to be a pain in the ass. Sukuna is almost the complete opposite, where the scary thing about him is in his overwhelming offensive capabilities. Cleave, dismantle, Hiten, space cutting dismantle, malevolent trine, pure physicals. Sukuna had an endless arsenal of things he could attack with. And while Sukuna obviously doesn't have any defensive techniques on the same level as Infinity, he has reverse curse technique, which means he can just heal through just about whatever damage someone gives to him. So the plan is this: throw out an enormous amount of powerful curse spirits to overwhelm and weaken him, while using low-level curse spirits to act as moving shields while I get a couple of good smacks in with Playful Cloud. If or more when he pops his domain expansion, the disaster curses would instinctively pop theirs open as well. And while they didn't have a chance of defeating Sukuna, something like a 3 or 4-way domain battle would at least keep his sure hit effect at bay for a while. And even if that fails, I made sure to master both simple domain and reverse curse technique, so that I would be able to withstand Malevolent Shrine for at least long enough to get off a maximum Uzumaki if it comes down to it. In true Kenjaku fashion, I had a plan inside of a plan inside of a plan inside of a plan. Sukuna may be the strongest sorcerer in history, but this fight was going to come down not to strength, but battle intelligence. And there, I had the edge. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Let's get him, y'all! Let's get him, y'all! Oh, jump him! Jump him! But I refused to give up with just one loss. I took my time, spent several hours gathering up even more curses than the first time. No! Just to get washed again. I then tried to beat him using all of my curse energy for just defense and reverse curse technique while trying to beat him in close combat. Got washed again. And after several more hours, I gathered the most curse spirits I had ever collected and went to send out a maximum Uzumaki that was at least several times more powerful than the one Geto used against Yuta. And whoa! This man literally cut it in half. He cut a maximum Uzumaki in half. I gave up. If this man is cutting conceptual attacks in half, there's not much more I can do here. In my opinion, unlike the fight against Satoru Gojo, where I at least eventually managed to kill him, I can't see any plausible way of taking this guy out. Kenjaku may be the smartest and most evil sorcerer who has ever lived, but even 1,000 years of planning wouldn't be enough when facing a demon like Ryomen Sukuna. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. I knew trying to beat Sukuna with anyone was going to be a hard-ass challenge, but I figured I had the best chance with Kenjaku. I'll probably try it again with Kenjaku, but that'll be on stream, so make sure to give me a follow on Twitch at YoungBalerian if you want to see that, and also make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We've come a long way. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. The growth has been crazy lately, and it's all because of y'all, so thank you and love for that. Also, which anime mod should I do for the 1,000 subscribers special? Make sure to comment down below and let me know. Bye. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see you later. Peace.